Red Raiders trying to do the same.
Yeah,
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We all know that the Red Raiders has just taken in the lead by right now by a couple of points. If the Texas Tech wins again and they're on their way to the National Championship Series, but it's not enough.
Lauren Johnson for out number 1. Well, momentum is
we're leading by 2.
Thing, of course, but if Texas Tech wins this game, they all have done so, having seen and hit to a degree both Brisky and Moten. And they've really taken away an Alabama advantage. You figured, well, if Alabama loses this game, maybe they'll at least have a fresh surprise arm for game 2. That's not going to be the case anymore. Moten 31 pitches. Now, she and Brisky certainly could both pitch in game 2. Nyesha Cannady has not thrown a ton today. And the pitching advantage that Alabama has to feel a little neutralized here by the way Texas Tech swung it against Moten and Brisky.
Well, the one thing that I think about is that Brisky herself can think about is know that she didn't pitch her best in this game. And we're not done yet. There's still some time left in this game. But with what we saw from Brisky today compared to her other 2 complete games that she's thrown at the World Series, she just didn't have her best stuff in this start. But that does not mean that she won't have it if she gets a start and if we need the if necessary game.
Early Tony with some big swings in the game, 2 for 2, including an RBI double. I was in an 0-2 count with 2 outs against Brisky in the second. The first hit Brisky has allowed in the NCAA tournament with a runner in scoring position, and it came from the 8-hitter Tony. Grounds one foul off with Giles here. Take your time. I got you. Marty Abizisha will give Marlon Giles a little extra time and brush off the plate. Alabama has 8, 9, and 1. 2 up in the 7th. Hawkins, White, and Young are the do-ups. We do have a couple of pinch hit options as well. Anybody gets on, you'd see Brooke Wells likely re-add to the game. She's out right now for the defensive replacement, Abby Ducher. It's up to Moten to try to keep the deficit at 2.
And I think these final innings, an inning and a half, is important for Alabama because right now, I mean, we talked about momentum, and yeah, if Texas Tech holds on to this lead and wins the game, you could call that momentum. But for Alabama, I don't feel like it's overwhelming momentum going into that second game.
The first in Ducher, number 2.
And so that can help too. Like when Texas and Tennessee were playing, I felt like Texas really grabbed the momentum against Tennessee, and that was a tougher fight for Tennessee to have in that if necessary game. But I feel like both teams are pretty equal in this game. You take away the Taylor Panel swing off of Vandegrift's glove, but we still have a tie game here.
Strike 1 to Cannady, who is certainly an interesting figure, even though we haven't much heard from her over the last few innings. Because you never know when Jerry Glasgow might bring her back to pitch. He may ride the high hand of Caitlin Terry, who's only thrown 57 pitches in 4 innings. Nyesha 41 pitches in 2 innings. Cannady muscles 1 foul for strike 2. Texas Tech is obviously coming off a game yesterday, a 9-inning emotional win last night, so they played more recently. You could add those pitches up from Terry and Cannady until the Bama arms are fresher. Strike 3 called to Cannady, and that will send this game to the top of the 7th. Tech trying to win to force 1 more game. The Tide in search of 2.
We'll be right back on the other side.